Yeah, man. Shouts to all of you, man. Top of the morning, fucking hell, man. Top of the fucking morning. Top of the fucking. The lens a bit of a clean. Top of the fucking morning, man. Just had the oatmeal. Just had the oatmeal pea protein blueberry combination. Uncle Toby's is on sale at Woolworths if you're in Australia. Absolute steal to the 20th. $4 a box. All sorts of flavouring. How many days is now? You know, honestly, I don't even know, man. Maybe 30. Well, what day are we now? We're day 19. I think we're day 19. We're either day 19 or day 20. I already forgot. And it ends next Saturday. And I think it's a Thursday. Or a Wednesday. It's a Thursday. So, honestly, bro, about a week and a bit. 9 more days or 10 more days. It's Ramadan, brother, Ramadan. I brought thick rice noodles from a local Asian supermarket. How should I bring them to life? What format are they in, brother? Were they like in the cold section? We're talking about the same ones, man, are we? Like the ones I used to fuck with all the time? Were they like in the cold section? They a bit hard, bro? I'm pretty sure you can just steam them, brother. If you want to keep that shit, if you want to keep it clean, steam them, dude. Steam them, just eat them with some sauce. 2 products, man. Really appreciate it. Sometimes I don't like sometimes I don't like stir frying them, dude, because it can get a bit messy. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you don't have a good like pan, they can start because that rice noodle, bro. What I noticed when I cooked, I'm not sure if this is how they make it, but I'm pretty sure what they do is they have like this like steamer thing, and they have this like flour, water, maybe it's tapioca flour, I'm not sure, rice flour, whatever it is, and they pour this liquid out on this big like circular flat surface, and it steams the noodle, and then they roll it up like a cigarette, and it just gets fatter and fatter and fatter, and then it becomes a massive strand of noodle, right? So I feel like if you're stir frying it, if you've got a shit pan, you're stir frying it, kind of unravels itself, and I'm not about that, you know what I mean? I want to keep it circular, I want to keep it thick. So you may as well just steam it, dude, and just have some sauce on the side. Was watching your tricep body ratio is crazy, man, eh? Shouts to the tricep body ratio, dude. I still train my triceps. To be honest with you, I don't really train. I only do, per week, I do 8 sets of triceps now. Just because honestly, like, 8 sets of triceps would maintain the size of my triceps. And if they are going to get smaller, they probably just get smaller from bike riding. So I just do 8 sets, man. That's the sweet spot for tricep training. But I train my triceps every second day when I was younger for a good 2 years. Every second day I was doing full stack tricep pushdowns, dude. Just retard shit. Had dudes holding my shoulders while I was doing full stacks, adding plates, and just meathead mentality. Zoe, it's good to finally see you back. Yeah, Kim Torsion, man, let me know how it goes, brother. Let me know how it goes. Yallah habibi. Kagan. It's a pleasure, man. It's a fucking pleasure, man. Let's get into it, eh? Oh my god, it's a bit chilly this morning, eh? Thoughts on quinoa, formerly known, or possibly known as quinoa. I'm gonna say formerly because I'm about to chop the head off the snake. It's called quinoa, okay? I'm a fan, you know, but like, I'm a fan, but I'm not gonna make it. Okay? I'm a fan, but I'm not gonna make it. And I don't find myself eating it. It's just because I don't eat at places where they sell quinoa often, you know? Like most of the joints that sell quinoa here they're wank fest zones. That's what we're gonna call it, man. It's a wank fest zone. It's like the type of place you go for some dude to jerk your wallet off and get you to just come out $50 for like a meal. You know what I mean? But I'm a fan of quinoa, man. But I'm also a bigger fan of couscous. Couscous is like, you know, it's the OG. Quinoa is like its predecessor, if that's the right word. Did you see that Joey C's house got raided? Yeah, I just watched that video, dude, while I was eating my oats. Joey C's funniest cunt, man. Oi. Do I believe in the theory of ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph when it comes to being a hard gainer? No, I don't believe it. I mean, different people have different genetics, brother. But this whole ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph, I think it's just bullshit, man. You know, a hard gainer is usually, it's just like, a hard gainer, it's just like, hard gainer, usually it's just an environmental thing, brother. You know what I mean? Definitely there's some people out there that are more prone to being thin, but oftentimes it's a product of your environment, your eating habits, you know, things like your activity level. Like, I meet hard gainers who are like, oh dude, yo, I'm a hard gainer. It's like, you don't even track your lifts in your gym. You eat one KFC meal a day, and you know, the type of cunt to be like, dude, I'm eating so much food, and they eat like one meal that have no understanding of nutrition, brother. You know what I mean? Like, they'll eat one meal that's like fried food. It's like 1,000 calories or something, and then they'll eat like 3 protein shakes that are another 500 calories or 750 calories all up. It's only like 2,500 calories, and they like, bro, I ate some dirty food for lunch and I had 3 protein shakes and I don't even track my lifts. I'm a hard gainer. You know what I mean? I met like a couple hard gainers in my life, and they really have terrible genetics, and they really can't put on muscle. And I'm like, fuck, you're legit a hard gainer. Even then, though, they still have a great ability to put on strength relative to their body size. But the kind of hard gainer thing, that's the shit they teach you in high school. That's just outdated. We spell it couscous, man, like the second one. Being plant-based, how much protein should you strive for? The exact same amount of protein you would if you weren't plant-based, man. You know what I mean? Just the same exact amount. I think obviously it's a bit of a different thing. Like, you need a variety. You need a variety of different types of protein, man. I mean, different sources of protein. When you're not being a meathead just eating chicken breast, it was the same thing. Even if you were a meathead eating chicken breast all day, which is highly unrecommended, you'd still want variety in your diet. So it's the same things apply. You just need variety, man. Like, as much as I love pea protein, you can't just sit there eating pea protein all day, which I've done before because it's extremely tasty. But it's probably, probably not maximizing the gains, bruh. Yeah, calling yourself a hard gainer is a shit cunt mentality. Seriously, dude. It's a shit cunt mentality to have. Because even if you were that 1% that had terrible genetics, you're doing yourself a massive disservice by thinking of yourself as a hard gainer. Protein's overrated, definitely, but it's also underrated. You know, the vegan community likes to underrate protein, and as a whole, it likes to. The vegan community as a whole, you know, really for a while they got really anti-protein, you know, because it was just run by a bunch of fucking cyclists who often their protein requirement, they're not as high. Just straight up, it's not as high. I don't care what any motherfucker on the planet tells me, a cyclist protein requirement isn't the same as someone who's weightlifting or powerlifting or doing any sort of lifting thing vigorously. You know what I mean? It's just different needs, brother. So proteins, there's cunts out there who overrate carbohydrates, man. There's cunts out there who overrate protein, cunts out there who overrate fat. It's just, you just need a balance of all three. Now, oftentimes that's more carbohydrates than protein, that's less protein than carbohydrates, and that's just enough fat. You know what I mean? Enough fat to function, and if you like the taste of fat and you feel like it keeps you full, keeps you in check, then you can add more fat. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. When you're my age and you're not trying to get swole, you don't need it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a requirement that you need, but I mean, excessive amounts of protein, of course, brother, you don't need it. Listen, sense, yeah, hard gain is someone who has, Cam, exactly. It's someone who has trouble putting on weight. But oftentimes, the hard gainers don't really know what's going on. I'm not saying this is you, Cam, but oftentimes it's a lifestyle thing. The type of hard gainer to walk around all day, stand on his feet, do an active job, eat 2 burgers for dinner, tell his mate he eats all the fried food in the world, and trains 3 times a week, and doesn't track his lifts, and is inconsistent. Going to San Francisco next month. What are your spots like? When I was in San Francisco, brother, I really did fuck all, man. Like, I spent a lot of time in Daly City. Now, I know that's not San Francisco. I know that's South San Francisco. You know, but I'd be chilling, man. I used to make the daily trip on my bike, or I'd be cruising around my bike. I'd go from, I'd catch the bike from Daly City down to you know, like, I think, what is it? Is it Market Street? I'm not even sure, brother. That's the main street. But I'd be walking around the Mission. I'd go to the World Gym in the Mission, walking around there, you know. I'm a fan of San Francisco, but I'm not, man. Like, my fondest memories of San Francisco were in South San Francisco. You know, chilling in the basement, sitting out the front of Target, eating the fucking good food, eating the rice cakes, eating the unique American products, you know, which was sick. Went out for a few bike rides up to, you know, that lookout, is it Twin Peaks? You go up, ride your bike up to Twin Peaks, you know, cruising around, going gate on the bike. That shit's cool. How much weight I lose during Ramadan? I haven't lost any weight. I probably gained weight, brother. You know, my ass is looking super fat. You know what I mean? I'm not losing any weight, man. Have I got a big bike rant? Have you been on the bike lately? Yeah. Well, I work on the bike, bro, so I've been on the bike. I'm doing a 24-hour ride next Saturday. Next Sunday, actually. Next Sunday, I'm doing a 24-hour ride. Bro, the thing is, ectomorph traits, you have to demolish, you have to get rid of the word ectomorph, man. And it's irregardless of how much you're eating. Like if you're eating 3,500, 4,000 calories, that might seem like a lot, but if you're not gaining weight, it's not a lot. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not gaining weight, and you're lifting, and you're eating fucking, God forbid how many calories you're eating, and you're not gaining weight, well then it's like, it's just simple. You're still eating at maintenance calories. You still need to eat more, you know what I mean? I basically have taken hold of Tamas's bike. It's basically, you know, it's basically my career at the moment, making money on that thing. You know, I feel like a pro athlete. You know, I think I haven't tried a fully raw vegan diet. I think it's just, honestly, man, it's like no fat to me. Like, if I was gonna get a 1% gain out of no fat, I still wouldn't do it. And I feel like that's raw. Like, I just, you know, I like the taste of rice. I like the taste, you know, bro, I mean, this shit is like, we're already eating pea protein on oats. You know, I mean, we're already eating the rice noodles. We're, you know, we're keeping it ITAL, halal, whatever you want to call it already. I mean, I don't want to go to that's like level 50. You know what I mean? Bro, look out for the 24-hour TT. You know, after you watch my 24-hour TT video, which is 99% confirmed, we got a dude come from Adelaide to help film it. I'm gonna break the internet with that video, man. It's gonna be a 1.5 hour special, man. I'm coming out with a 24-hour TT special. I'm talking celebrating the final day of Ramadan the night before, to sleeping, to waking up, to pit. It's gonna be fully documented, fully solidified. It's gonna be out there. Soon Tam's gonna start debt collecting me, saying, dude, you owe me like 10% per fucking weekly paycheck. Yeah, so I'm not. Yeah, I mean, if someone's raw, you can tell me. Hey, I'm a fan of eating raw shit, though, brother. You know what I mean? I think it's useful. What do I do for work? I do multiple things, brother. Not really multiple things. I'm talking shit. You know, I just deliver food, man. Honest, serious response. I just deliver food, dude. Cool job, you know. If you feel like your own boss, you feel like a pro athlete, getting paid to train, roll around, get to look at people, get to look at the fucking sun, get to smell the fresh air, you know. I'm mostly raw, like 80-90%. I may eat cooked food, like 1 or 2. Yeah, shouts to you, man. I mean, each to their own, eh? Maybe one day you see me retiring to a beach town doing the raw thing. I do Uber, man. I do Uber. I don't do deliver away. You know, sometimes I catch up with the delivery dudes at some jobs and I ask him how much you make, like, what's the difference? But I feel like Uber, you can do more work. That's the thing. You get paid, apparently you get paid more for Deliveroo, this dude was telling me. But I was like, how many jobs do you do? And he's like, if it's busy and I do like 3 or 4 hours, I do 10. I'm like, nah, bro. I mean, you got to do Uber. Like, how many jobs are you doing per 4 hours per 4 hour stint on a decent day? You got a big backpack, man. They give you a backpack. The Uber backpack's just it's the backpack of dreams. Like, I've traveled all over the world with this Uber backpack, man. Shout out to the lunch rush, dude. You got to capitalize on the lunch rush. Serial food delivery driver. Mileage goal for the 24-hour. What type of elevation, or just casual riding? You know, I'm gonna claim casual riding until it doesn't become a casual ride, if you know what I mean. So I'm not gonna really say anything, other than I will be, bro. Honestly, I'll be happy. My first goal is just to get to Adelaide. You know what I mean, and that will put me at what I've done before, or just slightly over. So, you know, but I've never really done it in this circumstance before, where it's hard to say, because I don't know how in good shape I am, because I haven't done any training really other than delivering food, which has been quite a bit of kilometers, but it's been for the last, you know, month or so, but it's been fasted. So it's weird. It's like I've been fasting, doing a lot more riding, and I don't know how fit I am, because I'm like, I'm think I'm gonna drink some water and be like, fuck, like, I think that whole time I was dehydrated and I feel good now. You know what I mean? So, but I do have a bit of a rough estimate. You know, it's going to be in the 500 to 600 kilometer zone, man. You know, hopefully I get upwards close to that big 600 mark, which that's pretty far out there. You know what I mean? You know, if I get around 5, you know, just beyond what I've done before, you know, I'd be a happy chap, man. I'll be a happy chap. You know, I feel like I'm in the same shape I was last time. You know, because I've done this ride fresh on the bike, I've done this ride in really good shape, I've done this ride in terrible shape, and I feel like I'm matching that kind of terrible shape now. So I should be able to get, you know, at least close to 550 maybe. And there's a few hills at the end, man. It might be like 2,000 meters elevation. How close am I to the ocean? Probably like 10 kilometers. Not even 10, like 7 kilometers. Hey Tom, Maven is starting to compete with you on the beard, lad. You need to convince him to stop letting it grow. No shave, Maven, no. I need to shave. I need to trim up. Maybe he does too. How old am I? I'm 23, brother. I'm 23, yeah. 23. I don't really like to think about my age anymore, man. I gotta remind myself. You should strive your deliveries. I sometimes do, man. Sometimes with the deliveries, man, I don't like to look at my Garmin. I don't like to turn it on because it kind of detaches. It kind of becomes annoying, man. It becomes annoying to look at your fucking Garmin. You know what I mean? Because then you'd be trying to set 600 fucking watts for you know, in between deliveries. So sometimes I like to just like be like, you know what, fuck it, like it's okay. Like yesterday I rode pretty hard doing deliveries. I probably did 53 kilometers, but I felt like I had some good power. The day before I felt like an absolute piece of shit. You know, like I felt like I was suffering, man. Like my mouth was so dry and I just felt like disgusting doing it. But it was cool, man. It's still pro athlete, you know what I mean? Paid to train, you just can't complain. Paid to trade, can't complain. Pro athletes make the real gains, you know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. I was like, but then yesterday I felt good and I had my Garmin on, and then today I won't take my Garmin on because I just feel like today I just want to chill, you know what I mean? I just want to chill. You're mature for 20. Yeah, but the thing is, brother, you know, with this age talk, it's like, what do you like? I think the age thing to me is just like, what are you meant to be when you're 23? Like, how are you meant to act when you're 50? How are you meant to act when you're 75? It's just like, you know? I haven't watched Phil Game Own's videos, man. Paid to train, can't complain. That's a new thing. I was literally Cro-Magnon or Neanderthal. I put a Garmin on Grandmaster Walker 3 kilometers. The thing is, brother, I think the thing is with the Garmin, man, most people when they first get a Garmin, it's like, you just get addicted to the Garmin, you get addicted to Strava, but eventually you're just like, fuck it, man. If it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. There's a truth to that. But that for me now is just with big rides, because I just want to be able to look at the profile and just look at it and say, wow, that's epic, you know what I mean? But, it's nice to go out and do some shit and not have it on Strava and just be like, fuck, man. Yeah, I know plenty of people who are old who act like fucking. They got the fucking experience and mindset of a 2-year-old, man. You know. I mean, there's plenty of people to. I think it's ignorant to think. Ignorant to think that age is just age equals experience, man. Because there's plenty of. I mean, there might be a slight correlation between the older you get, the more you learn, eh? But only with some people, man. Only with some people, you know. With the correct mindset, obviously. If you have a student mindset, obviously, the older you get, the more you're going to know. But that's always indicative of experience. But it's like there's plenty of flip sides to that coin. Like, you know what I mean? There's like you got to think about some people out in the world who've just experienced. Like, there's going to be dudes out there who are fucking like 10, who have experienced some wild shit. You know, some wild shit, and that me and you will probably never experience. You know, so. You know, so I used to get into these arguments where like old dudes would be like, you can't say that, like you're too young to say that, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, you're just an insecure fuckboy who's insecure. You're coming from a place that you don't know, and it hurts you to see someone who's challenging your mindset. It's like, I don't care, man. I'm not here to make you feel like you don't know, brother. I don't care, man. I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to someone knowing more than me. I'm open to a fucking 2-year-old knowing more than me. I'm open to a fucking 10-year-old provoking a mindset in me. I'm open to that. I don't care, man. If Jim Chadwick per annum give you 15k per annum, 15k per year is fuck all money. You know what I mean? I know it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money, man. It's all relative to what you're doing, I guess, bro. But if I had to put like 5 post-ups a week and do all this shit, 15,000, fuck, that's chump change, man. I just ride my bike and just wear what I want. You know what I mean? Do you think everyone who's not natty is just insecure? Not really, man. Not really. I just think not being natty is disrespectful sometimes. You know what I mean? I just feel like, at least from my own perspective, brother, I feel like it's just disrespect, man. You know what I mean? Like, I guess like some cunts out there, it's different, man. Like, there's always scenarios out there which I kind of sit back and say, you know what? I can understand why you did it, and I don't think it's like, there's a difference between a little boy who's just wants to get, who doesn't know anything about himself, who is insecure, just thinks getting 6-pack and going to fucking, you know, Stereosonic, and everyone's going to look at him and love him and get some profile pics, and he's just going to backdate like a year's worth of photos on Instagram to get popular. There's a difference between that and a professional athlete at the top of his game trying to survive. And there's a difference between the professional athlete at the top of the game trying to survive and an aspiring bodybuilder. So there's a different why for every circumstance. And I guess it's just dictated by the why, man. But personally, I feel like it's not raw format type thinking. Like, I like to keep it in the raw format, man. You know what I mean? I like to keep it raw format, you know? And personally for me with training, it's like, brother, you want to be able to walk into the fucking gym, you know, with nothing but a pair of shoes on and shorts on, like, you know, meet standard requirements, AKA have clothing on, have shoes on, have socks on, and you'll be fine. And that's what you want. You know, and that's the same thing with eating. You don't want to have to fucking wake up and be like, okay, bro, okay, it's day 6. Okay, I need to jab myself, but I'm too scared to jab myself. Girlfriend, jab me. You don't want to have to be like, yo, I'm going to America for a month. I have to backdate a month's worth of trend, otherwise I'm going to get fat. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, Blancos. Appreciate the comment, brother. Tom, do you think the next generation will get away from social media? Like usually kids think that what their parents are into is whack, so you won't, that tide turners it too powerful way. I don't know, maybe, man. It might go full circle, man. You know what I mean? We came up, I mean, you obviously came up in the time before social media, a long time. How old are you, brother? Fill me in. Like, I definitely came up in the last generation. I feel like, as of now, like maybe for a few more generations it'll get worse and it might go full circle. But I definitely came up in the last generation where like I was riding my BMX for fun. You know what I mean? Like we were jumping off little curbs on our skateboards and shit. Like I was hanging out with my neighbours, man. You know what I mean? Like I was hanging out with my neighbours, like on the streets. Like I didn't have a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't on my phone until I was like, I didn't get a phone until I was like, fuck, I forgot how old I was when I got a phone. You know, I only got a phone though because I had to catch a bus to school and mum was like, you need a phone, man. So I got a phone and I was, you know, so it was a blessing. I learned how to talk to people before I learned how to talk on the internet, which is, you know, that's not the normal thing anymore, dude. Like I met some cunts once and I was like, this guy's not that weird when you think about it, man. I was like, the only difference between me and you is you learn how to talk on the internet before you learn how to talk in real life. Like for most people, it's more awkward to talk on the internet. It used to be, it was more awkward for them to talk and be themselves on the internet than it is in real life. It's the other way now, man. It's the other way. It's like cunts are being themselves on the internet and in real life they're being weird. How fucked up is that? 38, I mean, so older, you plant goals and you guys, you came up in a blessed time, obviously. I mean, shit was obviously way different, man. Make fitties suck titties. Shout outs to you, brother. Make fitties suck titties. Yeah, she's weirded out if I call her, eh? Yeah. I don't mess it, man. I get around, you know, the instant messaging. I get around it and shit sometimes. Sometimes I just call, man. Yeah. Balance is key, man. Most people, there's no yin and yang, man. And motherfuckers want. It's like people are so deluded and so brainwashed and so removed, and that like they have all these issues and they think these issues just come out of nowhere. Like, oh, I'm a social I'm social anxiety, depressed. Like the list goes on, and you just think, man, like, what are you doing, man? Do you think just the universe slapped you with all these issues for no reason, or do you think you're taking part in activities that promote this? You know what I mean? You're the type of motherfucker to be snapping every 10 seconds, motherfucker to be on the Instagram every 10 seconds, like shit like that, man. Bro, I tell cunts, man, don't text me, man. I say call me, man. If you want to text, I don't do the texting thing. You gotta call. Thoughts on expensive watches, man? The thing is, man, I realise the value of a watch in my life is fucking minimal, man. Like, if anything, I don't want to know the time, brother. I don't want to know the time. The time is only applicable to me, you know, when the supermarket's open. And that's a fucking curse, you know what I mean? I want to live in cities where supermarkets 24/7. I don't even need to know the time in Melbourne, man, because there's like, okay, like, yeah, lunchtime to go work, like sick, you know. I don't want to fucking watch, man. I realise it's got minimal value to me, you know what I mean? There's probably a few people out there in the world, man, who really appreciate the craftsmanship of a watch. Like I met this dude once, man, and he was telling me about watches, and I've never heard a motherfucker talk about a watch like that. And I was like, you're probably one of the few people in the world who, you know, who would wear the Rolex and really appreciate it and be like, fuck, some dude spent 7 months in an underground basement in Switzerland making this piece by piece. Most cunts aren't thinking like that. Most cunts are like, yo, I'm a G, check out the Rolex, man. I made it, mum. you know. But there's uses for everything, brother, and that's all dictated by you. Like, if you find use of it and it's good for you, then it's cool, you know. Yeah, like a Garmin watch. I'd totally fuck with a Garmin watch. There's probably hell useful things that you can do with a Garmin watch. I mean, can you be flashy and be humble? Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, there'd probably be plenty of people out there who are flashy. It depends what you mean by flashy, brother. It depends what you mean by flashy, eh? But only the person. That's only you would know, man. You know what I mean? Like, I could wear the dopest shit, and cunts could be like, "You're not humble because you wear dope shit." But what happens if I had pure intentions and I just liked the way it looked, and I wasn't even trying to come at you like that, and then you were telling me I'm not humble? I'd be like, "Well, I'm humble, man." It's not up for me to decide. It's not up for me to decide whether or not somebody's humble. Obviously, their actions speak louder than their words, but there's probably plenty of people out there who wear some dope shit and they're humble as. Yeah, like H, man. H has got some flashy as fuck shit, but he's a great example of someone like that. That you might think like, oh, he's not humble. He drives a nice car, or he likes going out, getting on it, doing all this stuff, and you might think, oh, he's not humble, but he's super humble, man. We roll around with fake Chinese Rolexes, man. Joshua, beautiful to see you, lad. YouTube's my only social media. I don't have a cell phone. I had to start wearing a watch when I dropped a celly, eh? That's a valid point, man. No cell phone, you need the watch now. Got that Folex, man. We're in the Folex lifestyle, brother. That YouTube money, man. Getting the Folexes, man. Straight from Guangzhou, man. From Shenzhen. I wouldn't mind a watch, man. I mean, watches look cool occasionally, but yeah, I couldn't be fucked, to be honest with you, man. You know, I'm a fan of Casio watches, like them old school Casio watches. Like my girlfriends go on, they're sick. They are sick watches, man. You know, I don't promote tracking no steps. I think tracking steps is unhealthy, man. You know, I don't like it, man. I'm speaking from my own spot, man, because I've done it before and I know where it can lead you. And I know some people who've got some weird relationship with their step counter, man. It's called a step disorder, where, you know, you're like, I have to do this many steps. It's like, dude, you just came off a fucking 24-hour flight, lad. There's no time left in the day. Sit down. You know what I mean? It's like food, man. I mean, I feel like steps can be like food, brother. Like, you have to be okay with eating more. Just like you have to be okay with eating more or eating less. Same thing with steps. Some days it's not feasible to walk 10,000 steps. It's just not feasible. Like, some days you have to sit down all day. There's no way around it, man. And some days you walk a fuck ton. And it's like, what can you do, man? I love the idea for not caring for the time. Well, yeah, it's really, seriously, man, it's irrelevant as fuck. Like, I mean, it has relevance in certain areas, but not as much relevance as, like, everyone gives it, man. Most cunts' relationship with time is literally them, like, opening the cell, locking the cell, throwing away the key, and say, I'm in here for life now, eh? Motherfucker, dude, I know, dude. I know, you know what I mean? Yeah. Playing goals, I guess it's a relationship with it, man. You can't let the step count control you, man. You be the motherfucker to walk everywhere, even though it's like, dude, just catch the tram. Like, it's not worth it's not a worth investment to spend the next 2 hours walking. You can be quicker, man. London burning tower, your thoughts? I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I heard about it last night, so I don't really know what happened. Still jet lagged. I mean, it's tragic. That's my thoughts. I mean, anytime people lose lives and leave their house, it's tragic. Is the Giant Divided an 8-speed? I'm not sure. I think it might be. Yeah, the footage, I saw some pictures, man. It looked wild. It looked insane. How's the shifting compared to the TCR? I mean, it needs a tune up. I'll tell you that. It needs a tune up. I'll get it. I'll take it to my mate's house and he'll tune it up for me next week before I go on the ride, because it needs to be. It's shifting too much. I'm not a big fan of grime. Like, I've listened to it a few times, but maybe it'd grow on me if I listened to it more. But I'm not really into it. It just shifts in and out a bit too hard. A lot of bad shit happening in London for the first time consistently. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not too versed up on history, man, but I know sometimes people think you have to look back and really assess how bad it was before, right? But sometimes it's just, I mean, I'm not to take away from any recent events, man, but sometimes they try and make it seem like it's the worst it's ever been. You know what I mean? But it's been worse before. It's just it wasn't being marketed that way. Thoughts on Bikram? Like, you're talking about Bikram yoga. Who is Bikram? I'm pretty sure Bikram's just a guy. He's a guy, eh? He's an actual person, isn't he? Muslim people saved lives last night. Hope is there all wait for Ramadan. Bless up, man. I mean, shout outs to them. Just good humans, man. Just, regardless of race, you know what I mean? Good people, man. Hot yoga, yeah. It's funny, hot yoga and Bikram yoga are two different things, man. You can't be saying hot yoga and Bikram yoga are the same thing because they're set at different temperatures. I've done it a few times, man. All right, that's how I remember the person. So when I said this is Bikram, they're like, dude, it's not Bikram, because you have to pay. You have to pay to be able to say Bikram yoga, or have it. So people, and it's at a certain temperature. I'm pretty sure. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, man. But it's set at a specific temperature. So all these places didn't want to. I've gone to a few joints where they don't want to pay that, and they just call it hot yoga, and it's just like a few degrees hotter or colder. I'm not sure. I've done it. You know, I'm not a fan of it personally, because it's very, like, I would do it in the morning because I feel like that's a sick time to do it. And I would do it in the morning, man, and I'd just leave. I'd leave hell relaxed, brother. Hell relaxed. But I'd be too soft. Like, I'd go train and I'd just feel soft, like in a real like I didn't feel like I had any tightness in me anymore. I know that sounds fucking weird, but it wasn't practical in my trainings. It was losing too much water, and I just didn't like it, man. Would you live Melbourne to live in a small? I live anywhere, man, as long as there's good people, good food. I like the city because it's really convenient. It's just convenient. The gym's down the street from me. Food's always open. You know, I like the bars, but also, like, I would love to live in the country, man. But sometimes I just feel like it's not as convenient. What's the most cringeworthy thing I've ever said to a girl? Nothing, man. You know, nothing's cringe, brother. I wouldn't mind living in a rural area. I'd probably have to buy more food at the supermarket every time I went there, but, you know, I wouldn't mind. You adapt. I just adapt. You just adapt. What do you mean TGE? You could learn to grow it. Grow what? What are we growing? What do you mean creatures? You mean creatures? Yeah, we got man creatures here. Snakes, spiders, all sorts of shit. I mean, we're fans. We're a fan of the environment here in Australia, dude. Yeah, big spiders, man. I got a spider museum at my mum's house, dude. Of just like spiders that have just been, you know, like just dead or alive or permanently frozen. Formula One's pretty popular in Melbourne. Formula One's popular. I don't really watch the Formula One. We don't go to the Formula One, but it's popular. We get a lot of Formula One fans coming here for the Formula One. And you can hear it. It's fucking loud, man. I've heard people waking up to snakes. Yeah, that happens, man. I've had that before. Not at my house, but my mate's house. There was a snake. They had to get it, you know, they had to throw it back in the yard. People don't care, man. I've seen people pick up snakes and throw them and shit. You know what I mean? What am I doing today? I'm eating, breathing, working. The usual. Have I had any dangerous occurrences with any other animals in Oz? Not really, man. Like, you know, animals are beautiful. I mean, snakes really. I don't think snakes don't fuck with you unless you fuck with them. And oftentimes they hear your vibration when you walk and they run away. They don't care about you, man. And once you know that the snake's not out there to kill you, unless you want to kill the snake, then you just let the snakes be. You know, I've never really had any dangerous encounters. I mean, kangaroos, man. Sometimes kangaroos, I've seen some big fucking kangaroos, man. And the only time I've never ever been nearly hit by a kangaroo, you know, well, I've killed a couple kangaroos in the car accidentally, and it was tragic. You know what I mean? On the Indy Pack especially, but that was bound to happen, man. So many kilometers, so many kangaroos. I mean, 2 kangaroos. I mean, you know, it's tragic, but I mean, it's just driving for you. And then a few times I've been riding. I've been doing TTs up Northern Summit before, and big kangaroos have hopped on the road. I've been like, fuck, and have to swerve out the way. I've been bitten by a spider, yeah, a few times, man. Never really felt it, brother. Like, just woken up with bites and just been like, this is probably a spider bite. What's your advice for dealing with depression? Just do a lot of things. What do you mean stay away from the bedroom, brother? What do you mean stay away from the bedroom? It's really, bro, a lot of it's really dictated by the situation and what's gone through your mind, you know what I mean? Why does it seem like people have an easier time being disciplined and utilizing willpower? Because I think a lot of it, bro, it's irregardless it's really pointless to sit there, and especially if you're asking the question for yourself, it's really pointless to sit there and think about why is it easier for somebody else? Because that already saying that makes it seem like it's not easy for me, it's full victim, universe is happening to me, not with me type shit, and it's pointless, man. You should just sit there and say, like, how can I gain more willpower? Well, you just practice. That's all it is. You're presented with a series of opportunities, brother, and you practice your willpower and your discipline. You know, that's all it is, man. That's just straight up. That's what it is, man. It's like waking up and feeling like I don't want to train today, but you know you need to train today. You do that fucking 400 times throughout your life, then that doesn't become an issue no more. Your discipline with that situation is like rock solid. Like today, just wake up, felt like a piece of shit, felt like I've been hit by a bus. Was like, I don't want to train, but I was like, fuck, I'm still going to go train, man. It becomes routine, you know what I mean? I'm always stuck in my bedroom and not bothered, or just scared to go out. But I feel good when I'm out doing things. That only happens when it's happening. So what do you mean? So you're scared? So are you saying you're scared to leave? You're scared to leave the house? Shouts to the police, man, yeah. Bro, I got phenomenal willpower and strength and discipline. I'm not saying that arrogantly, but I do, and I don't really ever think about it because it just becomes normal. That's what I'm talking about. At the start, it's not really normal. You might be like, yeah, this is really hard, I'm being really disciplined and whatever, and people might be like, oh, you're so disciplined. But by the end of it, man, it's just like, it becomes routine, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I used to meet people who thought it was unfathomable to wake up 5 days a week at 3 a.m. to train. It was just like, dude, you just wake up. You know what I mean, brother? Just practice, man. Nothing comes, you know, it's the typical, you know, shit doesn't just come off trees, brother. Shit like willpower just doesn't come off a tree. I mean, you get, nothing's for free. How's fasting going, brother? It's going phenomenal. It's going really good. You know, a few days I have a few off days here and there, just when I'm out there getting a bit tired here and there, but I feel pretty clean, man. When good things happen without a plan, I feel good, but a part of me forces me to be in my comfort zone. That depresses the fuck out of me. Shall I force myself to new things in order to gain happiness? When good things happen, I'm trying to put myself in your situation, man. So basically, you're scared of doing new shit, and that's what's making you feel sad. Is that it? So you want to do shit, but you're scared of doing it, and that's what's making you feel uncontent. Okay. Well, you just got to do shit, brother. You already answered your own question. It's that simple, man. You know what I mean? Bro, you're answering your own question. You know the question. You know the answers, man. You know the answers. You know what I mean? Shall I force myself? Of course it's not you need to force yourself, dude. It's just like, if you want to do something and you're not doing it, that's a step backwards. If you want to do something, go do it. That's it. You're getting discontent, man, because you're here to experience. And the fact that you're not experiencing is making you feel uncontent. Irregardless of the positive outcome or the negative outcome of the situation, that doesn't mean anything about it. It's irregardless. You know what I mean? Succeed, no succeed, whatever, man. It's also the fact that you're not actually doing anything means that you're not succeeding. You know what I mean? It's almost like if your purpose was here to experience, and that's how you felt content. How do you expect to feel when you're not fulfilling your duty, man? That's what I feel like when I sit at home and I'm not fulfilling my duty. I feel like I'm not fulfilling my duty if I'm not. It's regardless of sitting at home either, man. But sometimes it's sitting at home and say this is sick. But if I feel like I want to do something and I'm not doing it, I feel bad about it because I feel like I'm not fulfilling my duty. You know what I mean? Have you been? Yeah, I have. I've been. Bro. But I wasn't the type of cunt to call myself depressed, man. Well, I did for a while, but I never even looked at it as a bad thing, man. Well, I did for a while. A lot of the time, it's just this perpetual cycle of victim mentality where you're depressed and you keep saying you tell yourself this story that you're depressed, and you're just fighting it. It's just this constant cycle of fighting that further makes you suffer more, man. Like, I used to be more depressed about the fact that I thought I was depressed than I actually was. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was getting sad thinking about the fact that I was sad. Like, it was the most backwards fucking thing. Like, I'd walk around anxious about the fact that I felt anxious, like I was anxious, which made me more anxious. It was weird, you know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of stuff comes with that word depression, man, and I don't really like it, you know what I mean? Even though, clinically, yeah, you might be depressed, bro. But I mean, I just don't like it because it comes along with a lot of baggage, eh? And it comes along with this position that I'm just not a fan of the position it puts you in. And you just got to take ownership, brother. I mean, the first step to realize is, like, this shit doesn't happen by chance, man. It doesn't shit, you know, if you want to believe it happens by chance, cool. But I guarantee you're going to be on the back foot. Shit doesn't happen by chance. Oftentimes you lead yourself to a situation that's not desirable. which might be being sad as fuck. But just like you got there, you can get out of there. Same thing, man. You just gotta look at yourself in the mirror and say, look, I am nerd hit record. I'm feeling unsatisfied as fuck right now, but that's okay, because that's all it is. It's all about being okay with not being fucking okay, and then you work at it. I mean, you're tough, brother. You gotta tell yourself you're tough. I used to say to myself, I'm tough, and I'm tough, and I can work my way out of anything, and I'll sit here until I do it, even if it takes me my fucking whole life. Depression can be caused by an imbalance in the brain. Yeah, go to the doctor. I mean, yeah, but even that's. I mean, sometimes when people say that shit, and then you look at their lifestyle, brother, I'm like, really, you're gonna go to the doctor? I mean, you're sitting here telling me that you're stuck in your fucking room, and that you have all these things you want to do and you're not doing them, and then you're gonna sit there and say it's a chemical imbalance. Go to the doctor. So how about you go do what you fucking want to go do, man? Fuck the doctor. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you tripped over and broke your fucking leg, you know? You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be getting on the imbalance talk Alpha AMA, not Alpha AMA. I mean, even if it isn't, I mean, I don't even want to think about that, man. Seriously, man. There might be some imbalanced shit out there, right? There might be some imbalanced shit out there, but the majority of people I've met, including myself, who would have claimed to have had depression, it's always a product of what they've done, their environment, their situation. You know what I mean? It's never just like you woke up. You didn't wake up and just go, I'm a sad cunt. And even if you did, it's an accumulation of what you've done before, the way you've been thinking. You know what I mean? It might dawn on you all of a sudden, but it's not just, it just didn't come out of thin air, brother. You know, and the doctors, man, the doctors are just a big weight. Like, you got to think about the doctors sometimes, man. Like, I go to my doctor, I tell my doctor what I want. You know, I tell my doctor what's happening to me, man. Like, I've been to the doctor before and said, yo, I'm depressed and I need sleeping tablets. He'll write me some sleeping tablets, man. But it's just money shit. A lot of doctors don't give a fuck about you, man. It's just money. You know, they're literal dummies there just to write prescriptions and make money for Big Pharma. That's all they do. Why the fuck do these so-called Muslims disrespect the Welsh while living there? Honestly, where do they get the idea of killing one another? Your views on it? That's a very triggering question, bro. Because where do you live? Where do you live? Tell me where you live. God forbid you tell me you live in the US, brother. Please don't tell me you live in the US. Well, brother, you have to think about why someone's driven to do such an evil fucking thing. And, you know, obviously that's products of their environment. It can be misinterpretation. It can be a lot of things, man. But it can be a lot of things, eh? I think disrespecting the West. Okay. I would never want to breathe England's air if England came here and killed my family. I would never want to step foot in England unless I really, really had to. You know, these people get fucked over. Man, they're fucked over by the West, brother. Your country, my country, US, they fucked over the Middle East, brother. What, you're gonna sit there and love the West? The West ruined your fucking life, man. The West took everything from you. We say it from this place of like, why are you hating the West, man? Why are you hating the West? The West is sick. Yeah, I'm wearing my Caltex jacket, sipping on the fucking good life, man. That's why I'm saying that. I'm not sitting there like, wow, you just blew up my whole fucking country, and I still love you. Nah, man, that's backwards thinking, brother. You know, it's backwards thinking to think like that. You know what I mean? And we always go over it, brother. You have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Now, it's never okay to take a life, brother. But also sometimes it doesn't do any good thinking like, why are they doing this? It's cool to think like, why people don't even take steps back. They say I just don't understand. Well, you got to work out why, man. It's like, yeah, okay, like, yeah, the suicide bomber girl. I mean, the suicide bomber girl grows up being bombed. That's her normal. That, like, you hear the recess bell. She hears the fucking the pre-lunch fucking, you know, bomb going off. That's her bell. And then she goes to school. And then she's being taught by a girl who's also living in the same issues, man. You tell me what their perspective is going to be like, brother. You know what I mean? If you told me, if I was a Syrian fucking girl and I was fucking 11 years old and I went to school and I believed in God and we were getting bombed and they fucking told me that, look, bro, there's an afterlife. And I looked out the window and I said, holy fuck. You know, they live in war. You're like, there's no war. Why would you go? They live in war, man. They live in war. Shit actually applies to them. Their whole life's been destroyed. And to them, killing in the name of God, aka blowing themselves up, trying to defeat the enemy, is actually fucking applicable. It actually applies. It literally applies. I would blow myself up, lad. Seriously, if that's what I grew up in, dude. And you were just in extreme, man. So you got to be a strong motherfucker not to kill yourself, man. Seriously, man. Honestly, man. Looking out the window, seeing everybody getting fucking killed. Everybody getting killed. You believe in God. You believe in an afterlife. You believe in another place. You feel like everything's getting taken away from you. You tell me, brother, you wouldn't be thinking that. You know? And it's like some people think, man, like, oh yeah, but they come to Europe and it's like, dude, it's like the cunts lived it, like, you know, like, it's so funny how we think about shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, oh, poor me, you know, we like, oh, you know, I'm not saying this specifically about you, but you're like, people are like, oh, I'm depressed, you need to go to the doctor, like here, man, you know, if some cunt fucking called me fat, you know, I'd go to my HR officer. My HR officer would send me to the doctor. I'd be on Xanax. You know, my hard life. You know what I mean? If I beat someone up, they'd say, oh, he fucking yada. They'd write a big essay about me in the paper and say he was mentally deranged. Poor cunt, he didn't mean to do it. You know, a fucking 10-year-old fucking kid comes here on a fucking boat, all the way from the most war-torn fucking country, who's just been getting fucked up the arse for the last 5 fucking years. And steals a fucking box of cereal, and then just like this wild fucking immigrant. I don't know why he's doing this. And we're not going to help him. We're just going to institutionalize him in some fucking refugee camp or throw him in jail. Yeah, cool. That sounds smart. When was the last time you used a gel pen? Hey, I haven't in a while, man. But I'm getting the feels of it, eh? A lot of terrorists are second-generation migrants, eh? Difficult life is very subjective. Yeah, it is, man. A difficult life is very subjective, man. I mean, but you can't deny the fact that these people come from, if there is such a thing as a difficult life, man, or a difficult scenario a lot of them come from it, man. That's never justified when they rape. That's the actions of few. And that's the actions of few. Who's raping who? You're talking about like a small percentage of Muslim migrants who've come to Europe and raped people. Rape's gone all the time. Every single day. Someone's getting raped right now, and you're not hearing about it. Okay? Yeah, brother, Alpha AMA, you are a Muslim and you're saying truth. And there's millions of Muslims on the planet who think the same as you, man. The rape thing's backwards, man. You know what I mean? Because there's so many people out there who rape people that never get brought to justice, that you never hear about, that happens all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Someone fill me in with the DR drama. Someone fill Sane Muay Thai in on the Durian Rider drama, please. Someone here will have a good little paragraph to hit you up with, brother. You'll be there. What made you start documenting yourself on YouTube? I don't know, man. I just felt like talking, brother, so I just started. What's PBA, man? Durian Rider ripped PBA, a new one in the last video. Who's PBA, man? Shouts to you, Spliff 88. Plant-based athlete. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. What was he saying about him, brother? I mean, that shit's like, man, the cunt has a credibility. Like, my long toenail that hasn't been cut for the last fucking 10 years has more credibility than him. You know what I mean? So just be very cautious. Made fun of the dude's chin. Yeah, of course, man. You know what I mean, bro? It's typical shit. It reminds me of like it reminds me of myself being like, like you're fat, you know, because I'm just insecure about being fat. I don't even care about comparing myself to, you know, DR, man. You know what I mean? You still talk to Harley? No. You know, I've seen him a couple times out on the bike and it was just like, hey, what's up? Like, that was a while ago. But, you know, the cunt's fucked, man. Straight up, the cunt's fucked. We know that. And a lot of us have known that for a long time. Now, making videos about it, yeah, I was never going to make a video about it, but it's just like, the cunt's fucked, man. And it's just it, man. Like, I don't think there's more to it. Like, if there is, you fill me in. Honestly, I don't think there's more to it. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get a big dose of universal fucking knockout. A big technical knockout from the universe. That's what's going to happen. He's going to get a technical TKO. We call it the universal TKO of just chi and karma, man. He's the type of cunt that you'll probably hear who just gets hit by a car one day on the way to the supermarket. Like, that's actually the kind of shit that goes down with these type of people, man. You can't do shit and not have it catch up with you, man. It never works like that. It never works like that. You know? Shouts to Joey Carbstrong, man. To piss a dude like Joey Carbstrong off takes a lot, trust me. I've tried to do it before. It takes a lot, man. $30 brother. You know, so you just remember that, man. Just remember that. It takes a lot to piss off that guy. To bring him to make a video takes a lot, man. Like, seriously. When you killed that spider, eh? Yeah, he was pissed about the spider, eh? Muay Thai, yeah. I mean, the cunt's delusional, man. I mean, it is what it is. It's good that people are waking up to it now, man. Because the last thing we need is more just fucking brainwashed retards, you know, running around. I mean, there's no need for more of them, dude. And you know, it's cool that people, like, I'm anti-drama, bro, but I'm also pro change, pro truth, pro people not being retarded. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm for, you know. Shouts to UW Spark. What's a chin test, man? I got the chin of a camel, man. I got a long profile. It's called camel profile, man. I've just accepted my camel profile. It's okay. Yeah. I'm definitely anti-drama, bro, but I'm also pro-truth. You know what I mean? And there's a line where it's like, it's not drama anymore. It's just like, when someone's a fuckboy, they're a fuckboy, regardless if you call it drama or not. They're just a fuckboy. And if you have to say they're a fuckboy, you have to say they're a fuckboy, man. Now, getting into weird bullshit like little conspiracy theories and just whatever, you know, that's pointless to do that. But yeah, honestly, if you're a Harley fan, I don't really understand how you could watch me and be a fan of him. Seriously, I just don't understand how you could do it. I don't know, man. It would just blow my mind a little bit. You just can't, and I really wouldn't want you to be honest with you. I don't want any of that. Ever. You know. On my channel. You know, so. Yeah. I know I got some low-key fanboys in the comment section who fan on him and stuff. You know, but they're fuckboys. Oh shit, I almost fell off the curb, man. Getting delusional, man. The oats just hit me. Say if it's Arctic, yeah, I'd hope so, man. I'd hope so that we're fucking few and far between, man. I never water fasted except Ramadan, that's it. Were you ever a fan of him? Yeah, bro. I mean, I wouldn't say fan, but I mean, like, you know, I thought he was cool. You know, we hanged out a few times here, and he definitely was cool in real life, man, for a while. You know, but Harley's that guy, man, where you gotta remember, dude, he is that guy who grew up on the internet. You know how we were saying before, I was saying, cunts learn how to talk on the internet, and then in real life they don't know how to talk, aka they're them real selves on the internet and they're fake in real life. That's him. He's not the type of cunt to come in and be airy-fairy on the internet. You know what I mean? And put on some fake facade of being airy-fairy. He's the cunt to be airy-fairy in real life and be a cunt on the internet and be himself on the internet. You know what I mean? So you just gotta keep that in perspective, man. I'd be a climber, man. As weird as that sounds, I'm more of a fan of climbing. I'm probably better at it too. I just don't get it. They both give out eating advice to stay slim when they clearly both have or once had eating disorders. Yeah. I mean, 100%. 100%, dude. They both do have eating disorders, man. Still. They still do, man. You know, you just look at the content. It's got eating disorders written all over it. Huge body dysmorphia, eating disorder type shit. Everything's food focused. You're never thin enough. I'm so thin. You know what I mean? Look how much I eat when you really eat fuck all. Like, yo, I'm eating a bowl of rice. I just did 400 Ks. I'm eating 1,000 Ks. This is my only meal. Oh, that's mad, Luke Bright. That's mad. Yeah, that's mad, eh? What did he say to you, dude? Fill me in real quick. Yeah, me and Jess go to sleep at the same time. I like that, man. I'm a fan of that. I like going to bed with my girlfriend. Like, actually falling asleep together. I do a lot of my work during the day and in the morning anyway, man, while she's asleep. So that I like sleeping at the same time. Of course, the diet's the only thing that defined him, man. He is his diet, brother. He is his diet. These people are their diet. People wonder why so much, like when you question their diet, and just in a normal way, or you don't eat like them, why they get so upset. It's because he is the diet. There's no gap in between, man. So attacking the diet is attacking him, or doing anything different challenges the diet, which is challenging his existence. That's why there's so much resistance to it, aka just attack. These motherfuckers, man, you could give like a 75-minute critical breakdown of every single action that's been fucked up, and the response would be like, I'm still leaner than you. My girlfriend's fitter than you. It's like, no one cares, man. You know what I mean? No one cares. You just sound like a fucking fat boy who just lost weight, who's trying to pick on another cunt for not being thin. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Do you reckon we're all part of the same consciousness, including cunts? Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, it's hard to think that you're cut from the same pond as some of these motherfuckers, but it's true, man. It's partially why it's just so upsetting to see someone be such a dickhead, because you're thinking like, well, Matt, seriously, it's hard to think that we came from the same spot. Did he really sit down and eat a bowl of sugar? Yes, dude. Yes, dude. I've seen all these people eat, man. And trust me, I come from a vigorous background of bodybuilding eating issues and hanging around with hundreds and hundreds of freak show bodybuilders who have fucked, including myself. I know an eating disorder when I see one, bro. And, like, I tell you what, man, there's been plenty of fucking times I've been sitting there looking at a bunch of bizarre, vegan, high-carb vegans eating one plate, sitting on their phone. Now, dumb retards who have no idea about macros and have no idea about exercise will be like, you'll be the hard gainer guy saying, I ate one meal of KFC, but I'm eating so much food. Why am I gaining weight? So you might sit there and go, you just rode to dinner. You're going to ride home. You rode during the day. You had sugar for breakfast. That's like 400 calories, man. You had 100 grams of sugar is 400 calories, dude. It's 400 calories, man. 100 grams of sugar is 400 calories. One scoop of pea protein, 100 grams of pea protein is 360. You know what I mean? 400 calories, man. That's all you had for breakfast. And you had 1,000 calories for dinner. Oh, big deal. And you rode all day and you're telling cunts to eat till they feel sick. Oh, sweet. If you're thin and you're not gaining weight, it's because you're not eating enough food. There's nothing else about it, man. Because I'm in the whole way, bro. You know? They're just trying to make it seem like everybody else has the eating disorder because they're trying to convince themselves they don't have the eating disorder. This is one big smoke show, man. What's it called in the opposite to a hard gainer? We'll call it an endomorph. You know what I mean? Like, you find it easy to gain weight, aka you just eat too much. Anyway, I'm off. Peace.